Hitman. That's a job that you don't go to college to study for. That's a job you really can't prepare you for. It just takes a special person to be a hitman. Something that I just kind of fell into in my younger years because I had a special makeup that seemed to lend itself to the job. Paul, he's a character. He has no basic skills, doesn't seem to be interested in too much, but even so, he is my grandson, and I'd like to see him take over my business when I finally decide to retire.
What's up? Don't know what I'm doing. Is this like one of those dating tapes, you know, where you record and maybe some girl's gonna, like what they see? Maybe? I don't know. Well, my skills as being, you know, the alpha male himself, Paul Gregory, I'm 100% an ass kicker. Um, I've taken martial arts classes, and don't judge me. I can beat a black belt, even though I'm a white belt. But yeah, white belt, yeah. And also, I drink a lot, but I send it for the boys all the time. I always send it for them. Gotta, shotgun my beers and all that. I get a lot of women, a lot of them. Sometimes they might be running the other direction, but I might have got their number. I don't know. But I look good. And wait, what's that? This isn't one of those things, really? Well, then what the hell am
Okay, Ruth. Ruth is my mother in law. She's lived with us now for 5, 6, 7 years now, but it seems like forever. She's kind of got her own little quirks. I know she knows what I do for a living, and she has a tendency to kind of shy away from me. I'm not sure whether it's my personality or her personality, and she doesn't hear very well either. In fact, there was a day that I was out in the garage fiddling around, and for no reason at all, I walked back in the house, and there she stood, and it startled her. And I didn't know whether she was going to have a heart attack or shit her pants or what. But she grabbed her chest, and I thought, God, here it is. She's going to have a heart attack right here in my house. But luckily, she said, "You startled me." And that's probably the most words she spoke to me in 2 years. Whenever I'm around, walking around the house, and she happens to we've crossed paths, she just backs off like she's on my list of people to take care of.
I heard this is a documentary, and I'm being filmed for a TV show about my grandfather being a hitman. I always thought he was a drug dealer, but hell. Uh, One thing I'd like to say is if I'm acting in this documentary, hey, Cameron Diaz, give me a call. Yeah, give Paul a call. Hey, that rhymed.
Paul has many skills, but he just doesn't know how to use them for the way he should. If he would work really hard, he could be really good at almost anything. And I just don't understand why he can't figure it out. But that's Paul.
James Bond. I'm one of those guys that I could be James Bond. I could kick ass. You know, like I said, I can kick a black belt's ass with no legs, no arms. I could be invisible and still kick his ass. Best James Bond is Sean Connery. I have to say I look like him myself. Some people often confuse me for him. They're like, "Are you Sean Connery?" And I'm like, "I wish, man. I wish." Also, they also confuse me for Tom Selleck. But as you can see, I got a little bit of a mustache there. Yeah, a little bit of a mustache. You might see it, you might not. It's coming in. It's coming in. Even though I was made fun of in high school for not growing a mustache and looking like Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite, but sometimes you gotta give and take. Sometimes I think it might get the girls, but I don't know. Tinder, Bumble, all those apps. I don't know what they're missing. Is it the pictures of me shotgunning a beer? Or is it a picture of me flexing in the mirror? I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Well, it wasn't my choice for him, my husband, to be a hitman. But, you know, hey, you gotta have a job. And he chose it, so I live with it. But sometimes he gets really down. But I try to make him look at things a little differently. But I know that's his job, and it's okay.
Obstacles. I don't know. I can overcome anything. I can do anything really. Like if it's cooking ramen or I don't know, maybe sweet talking a hot Russian babe like James Bond. Hitting the gym, lifting weights, even though I lift about, don't tell anybody this, but I lift about 20 pounds at a time. Yeah, the meatheads there don't like it. This guy named Andrew's been picking on me, but I'll shut that bitch up. I don't care. I'll punch him right in his throat. Maybe I'll pull Carol Baskin. Like, is it sardine oil? I don't remember. We all know that bitch killed her husband, that bitch Carol Baskin. But anyway, I'll overcome any obstacles. You know those Marine training videos? I can do that in my sleep.
Okay, Paul. He is my grandson, but he is kind of a dipshit. He just has no direction in his life right now. He don't know whether it's more important to drink or chase girls. And sometimes he has a tendency to do both. He's got this wild-ass idea that he's the James Bond character. And yet there is no thing about him that parallels him to James Bond. He's got all Bond's bad habits. And that's about all I can say about him. Okay, as a hitman, a lot of times you have to disguise what you're doing to keep the target off pace of what you're supposed to be getting him into. I had this one situation one time when I masqueraded as a driver education teacher in a place that taught older people how to drive. And my target was enrolled in this class, and I worked it around where he was my student. I figured the best thing to do was take him out away from the town and everything in a desolate area and waste him out there. Everything was going fine. He wasn't that bad of a driver, but he had this little quirk. We were approaching an old iron bridge on a back road, and he turned to me all of a sudden and says, "I can't do this." And I said, "You can't do what?" He says, "I can't drive over that iron bridge." And I looked at him and said, "Why not?" He says, "I don't know. I just can't do it." And as we got closer and closer, he kept saying, "I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it." And we got arrived at the iron bridge and started to go over that sucker, pulled his hands off the wheel and covered his eyes up and says, "No, no, no." Well, within 5 miles, I took him out of the car and put a bullet in the back of his head and left him in the ditch.
Looking forward, all I can see in my future, I don't know. I might tell the future like Oprah Winfrey or some shit, but looking forward on my future, I can see me on an island sipping a martini with a whole bunch of hot babes.
My favorite food, well, there's several, but my biggest one that I like the most of any is ice cream. I could eat it every day, but I don't dare. Well, I know a lot of people love The Wizard of Oz, but I do not like that movie. I think it's creepy, and I watched it when I was a small child, and it was a little frightening. So I do not watch it. My whole family loves the crazy movie, but not me, and I won't watch it even though they torment me because I won't watch it.
So, 47. 47. I don't know. He's bald. Barcode on the back of his head, like a Walmart checkout item. He'd scan him, probably, $20. But I'm pretty sure I could be like him. Like, if I, take my grandpa's position as being a hitman, man, I'll have to get them silver ballers. Because I'll be a baller and I gotta ball when I kill. I get a license to kill. And I don't know. Maybe I could be a Beastie Boy and, have a license to ill. Because, my rhyme's so sick. Maybe I could take out a prick.